Welcome to Founders Club, the show for real estate entrepreneurs.
I'm curious to say, you said you feel like you have a knack for helping people learn in a way that they understand. And I know that a lot of our listeners are broker owners or company owners, or they run a team, or they have employees or whatever it is. And that's a big challenge for people, is getting them to kind of move together as a unit. So what would you say as advice for
to like broker owners, to people, or team leaders, anybody
team
that wants
leaders,
to run,
anyone that
lead
needs to
people.
coach people?
Yeah, so if you want to lead, selling real estate and leading people or teaching or coaching is two different skill sets.
Yes,
So
I
your
will
best
agree.
players, and you think of performance sports, athletics, your best players are not necessarily your best coaches.
Yeah.
So you take your greatest coaches like Phil Jackson, he was a player, but he was never a great player. But he could make great players. So he understood and learned leadership, but how did he become that? Because he studied it, he trained at it. So how did I become a great coach? Is I sought out the best coaches, the best trainers, best speakers in the world. I mean, I got so, like, I wanted my voice. I was losing my voice when I did events. And I'm like, it can't happen. And so I went to a thing called the World's Greatest Speaker Training. And I met a guy named Roger Love. Well, Roger Love is the premier voice coach in the world. He's Anthony Robbins' voice coach. I can't even think of all the names, but he's also teaches all the singers. So Selena Gomez, Adam Levine, Gwen Stefani.
Helps with
Reese
longevity
Witherspoon,
of the
Joaquin
voice
Phillips,
and all that.
Yeah, so he taught me not to lose my voice. He also taught me how to speak and communicate in a way people could listen better. So it helped change my voice, make it the way that I can now speak I can do my full 3-day events. I can speak for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, and never lose my voice. Where used to in 2 hours, I would lose my voice. So that's having a coach that taught me that. I hired the best speaker coaches and masterminds. I just trained with the best in the world to become the best. And that's what you got to do. So if you want to be a leader, you train with the best leaders.
Yeah.
And understand that selling real estate and leading a team are two different skill sets. So when I now train our real estate agents to train, beginners how to sell houses, but we train our top producers, how do you build a team?
And duplicate yourself.
And how do you duplicate yourself? How do you build something that gives you a lifestyle, that you have a life, and understand that you don't go from $100,000 to $200,000 to $500,000 to $1 million a year by working exponentially harder. You don't, 100,000 to 200,000 doesn't mean you work twice as many hours or twice as hard. You have to work different. To go from $100,000 a year to $1 million in commissions, you don't work harder, you work different.
Yep.
You make different decisions and you do different activities through the day. So those are things that a lot of agents, they just think, okay, I did this, so I'm going to hire somebody else to do what I did. Well, the reason you're successful is because people you hired, they're probably not driven like you, or they wouldn't be working for you.
Yeah.
So you got to lead people that are not like you. And I teach a McDonald's approach to real estate.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Well, it's real simple. Keep it McDonald's simple. How do you build a franchise that serves billions and billions and billions?
Yeah.
With people that have high
It's a
school
great way
educations?
to look at it.
If you can make your business so simple that there's a McDonald's franchise. You got a guy that he owns 5 restaurants. He is a business owner. He has to have a different mentality. He has 5 store managers, store supervisors. They each have 3 or 4 or 5 shift managers, and then the rest of their people are just like
high turnover.
Employees. You can train them in 2 days.
Right.
And I mean, it takes a little more to learn all the skills, but they show them some videos, and they can do. Their task is a very simple wash, rinse, repeat. Okay. If you can take your real estate business, and I looked at some of the top producers that I did not coach because I had to learn how to coach people to this level, is don't try to find top producing agents. They're not going to stay with you. You're going to train them to be your competition. How do I take, instead of a buyer's agent, what if I had a showing assistant that does all the legwork?
That's a good spin.
And you can pay a showing assistant $50 a house or $100 a house. They can't do any other job in America and make the kind of money per hour they can do doing that. And it's still way less than paying them a 35 or 50% split on a commission.
I love that
By having
idea.
showing assistants, and a showing assistant doesn't have to have they don't have to know how to negotiate, write offers.
They're easy to replace.
It
could be an agent already in your office.
And they're agents that love working with people. They love houses, but they hate lead generation.
Or they can't
hate lead
sell,
follow-up.
or-
They
yeah.
hate rejection.
Right.
So they're like, if I could just show houses, I'd be happy. Perfect.
And they're good at it. And they
they're
love
good
it.
at that.
Yeah.
And then when they find the right house, all they're going to do is now the buyers, they're going to come sit down with me. We're going to write the offer. I'm going to negotiate the offer, and I don't have to spend the hours. And that I can scale.
That's a great
You can do
idea.
100 buyers a year if all you do is a buyer consultation and write offers and negotiate contracts, because those are all systemized and in a calendar scheduled, so that I'm not out having to do all the driving around.
And that, as a salesperson, is what you should be doing.
100%.
Yeah.
And the other thing was, at the end of the day, they're my client. Now this is a big breakthrough that I had as an agent. I hired a buyer's agent. Because I did all listings. So my first year I did 108 deals. I took 92 listings. Okay, so almost all my business listings. Well, of the closings of those 108 deals, 30-something of them were buyers that my buyer's agent, Wendy Howard, did. Here's what I discovered. I would take all these listings. We got all these buyer calls. The buyer calls went straight to her. She pre-qualified them. She sat down, did the buyer consultation. She showed them, wrote the offer, negotiated, closed the deal. And at the end of the deal, who was their agent? Wendy was.
It was her, right.
It wasn't me. Right. They didn't even know they didn't care less who I was.
Right.
So I was not getting the relationship, so I got
and the
no
repeat
clients,
referral
lifetime
business.
value. Exactly.
Right.
So what I discovered was, when you have showing assistant, you're always the agent.
Right.
So when I figured this out and started teaching this to our agents, all of a sudden at the end, they're still the agent. They get the relationship. They get the video testimonials. They get all the value. So they get the story of the client's story, which we call the video testimonial. They get the 5-star review.
Yep.
Okay. They get the sale, but the main thing is they get the relationship.
Yes.
And so now they get the repeat and referral business over and over again. So they're building a business rather than just selling a house.
Yeah. I love that idea. I hope you guys got that, because that's really good.
Yeah.
It's super simple. It's a great way to scale your business working with buyers, which most people think is impossible.
Yep.
Because you're on the go all the time.
Yep.
But that's an easy way.
And you can actually end up loving buyers. I hated buyers.
Right.
Right? I was taught to hate buyers.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I teach. 100% of your lead generation, now this is tactical, but 100% of your lead generation focus should be sellers.
Yes.
Because sellers give you leverage.
You control the inventory.
Well, you're not in control of the inventory. We've always known that, but it gives you leverage. So look at, when I get a buyer, how much leverage does that buyer give me to get more business? Answer, none. Who helps me make money when I have a buyer? Nobody. But when I have a listing, when I get a seller and I got a listing, now who helps me? Every other agent out there in the market helps me sell that house.
Right.
Right? So I've leveraged time because I have the inventory. But I also get a free billboard.
Right. Sign
Every
calls.
listing gets you a sign in the yard. So now buyers come for free. I don't have to spend money marketing for buyer leads. I got listings. Listings are what buyers want. Buyers don't want agents. They want lists. They want houses. So when I have that, so I can leverage that. Now when that for sale sign goes up and 2 weeks later a sold sign goes up in it, I just advertise to the entire neighborhood of other homeowners, hey, you want to sell a house?
This guy's the real deal.
I do business and I get results.
Yep.
Talk to me. And then you can leverage that. You can send out postcards, you can send out coming soons, open house event invites, just listed, just sold, under contract, sold in 10 days with multiple offers for 20,000 above list. You're able to then leverage that success. You can't do that with a buyer.
Social proof, yeah.
There's no leverage with a buyer. Plus, a seller is a homeowner. Guess who they know? Other homeowners. Okay, other homeowners in the neighborhood. So there's just more leverage that you get with that, and they're probably going to buy another house. So now you can double dip, help them sell, and help them buy. Buyers, you tend to not have near that. So agents focus on buyers, and they tend to, especially newer agents, and they tend to spend more time with buyers because buyers are easier.
Low-hanging fruit.
They're easier to find, and buyers don't mind wasting your time.
That's true. They're perfectly okay having you drive them around to see 100
Perfectly
houses.
okay with you not making money. Sellers don't waste your time.
Right.
Okay? They don't want your time.
Because their time is their money.
Their time is their money, and they don't even want to talk to you. I mean, sellers do not want agents. They want money. They want to sell their
want
house and they want
offers,
the money.
yeah.
So when you can focus on what they want and understand that, it's powerful.
Love that. No, that's really good. It's really good stuff.
By the way, it's the first time I've ever done an interview and drank.
Drinking the beer,
We're
yeah.
on a boat, so we're having Four Peaks Brewing Company beer. This is a Scottish beer. I'm Scottish. They didn't know that. Cheers.
Cheers, yeah. We got the Kilt Lifter Scottish Style Amber Ale.
I made my first trip to Scotland last year.
How was it?
It was awesome. I went and trained with
That's
a
where
mentor out there.
Stonehenge is, right?
I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
don't think
so.
I don't think it's in Scotland. I think it's in Ireland.
That's on my bucket list,
I'm
though,
not
but
sure.
I got to probably
They just
know where
discovered
it is.
what Stonehenge was there for or something. I don't know what they figured out, but anyway, that just came up.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking it up for you guys.
Stonehenge?
Yeah, let's see. I'm curious. Because I do really want to go there just because of the
I got the
weirdness
answers.
factor.
Didn't they just discover the meaning of Stonehenge or the?
That would be fantastic.
I think they just did. I think I saw that on.
We could break that news right here.
We could.
If you're new to the channel, my name is Oliver and I'm a 3-time Inc. 500 real estate entrepreneur. I'm a co-founder of a brokerage with over 1,000 agents doing $4 billion in sales, and I'm an active real estate investor. But most importantly, I'm passionate about helping you grow your real estate business. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go.